Hello, welcome to our short video tutorial today. Before we get started, my name is Kristen Tyler. I'm one of the co-founders of Law Clerk, and I'm really excited that you have chosen to be a part of our new virtual associate subscription program. We launched this in January of 2021, and it's grown very quickly. And one of the things that we've heard from attorneys working through that is that they want to know how to bill their virtual associates' time in their Clio accounts. Now, some of you may know that we do have an integration with Clio. However, that's only been out as to the project-based work at this point in time. It's on the roadmap for us also to integrate that into the subscription work, which will be really cool. Until then, there is a great workaround with Clio to get those time entries into your Clio account and on those pre-bills that have got to get out the door. And I've asked today a special guest, Robin Campbell, to join me to help explain that process. So you may or may not know, in addition to being one of the co-founders of Law Clerk, I'm also a practicing attorney. I'm a partner at the law firm of Garman, Turner, Gordon, and Robin is our office manager extraordinaire. And we routinely use Law Clerk for a variety of pieces of work in our own firm. And whenever we do, she helps us get those entries billed into Law Clerk. So before we get started, I also want to mention, as a reminder, we are all about delegation. This is something that I think is important for you as the attorney to know how it works with your Clio account. But by and large, try to find someone on your team like Robin, who's amazing, that you can delegate this to make it easier moving forward. Okay. All right. So before we dig into the process, I wanted to share one thing. So when you're on the Law Clerk website, which is lawclerk.legal, as you know, we do have a written tutorial on this, and there's a chance, I'm going to guess, that your Law Clerk advisor has probably already sent this to you as well. But in case you need to go back and find it again, if you go on our blog and up in the search bar, if you put Clio, we have a couple of different articles that reference Clio on the blog. But if you scroll down to the very bottom, this was our first one from May of 2018, and it's how to bill your Law Clerk's time in Clio. And this is going to walk you through the steps that Robin and I are also going to talk you through today. I'm going to open here. So don't fret if you're watching this video and you're getting nervous about we're going fast or something. Come back in. We've got the detailed steps here. And this is a resource for you on the blog. All right. Or if you can't find it, just let your advisor know. We'll get another copy out to you. So Robin, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So I know that with the new subscription program, you've been so kind to speak by phone or Zoom with a few of our attorneys who want to bill their virtual associates time in Clio. And I thought it would be great just to have a video resource available when other attorneys ask for it. So thank you for lending your time and expertise.
Welcome.
Okay, so like I mentioned on the blog, we've got some steps laid out. And Robin, we're going to talk through these step by step. Step one is that we encourage, you need to set up a generic email account for your virtual associates profile that you use in your Clio account. What else would you like to say about that? How have we handled that at our firm, Robin?
So what I did was I created just like a contract lawyer GTG Gmail account. So you just start with that. You just create a generic Gmail account.
Perfect. And the reason for that is that's how we're going to be able to add them into Clio for billing purposes. Now, a very common question we get from attorneys is, am I going to have to add another user, another seat license to my Clio account and pay for that every month? No, the answer is no. This workaround is something that we developed with Clio to avoid you having to have another expense, because again, we're all about keeping your overhead low. So I just wanted to get that out of the way too. Okay, so once you have that kind of generic email account set up for your virtual associate, you will go to step 2 and log into your Clio account. And Robin, if you want to do a screen share, she's going to kind of navigate where this all goes while we're talking about it. So once you're logged into your Clio account, there we go.
See my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
So she's logged in and she's going to go to contacts, and up in the upper right corner, she's going to click that new person box. Great.
And all you do is you just go right to the first name, and we're going to create Bob Smith. And then you go to the email address, whatever your generic, whatever you name your law firm for the email address, you would do it in this section right here.
Right. So that's where you put in that email address that you just created for this purpose. Cool.
Correct. And it's very important after you do that you put the plus sign, you add their name at gmail.com.
Okay. Why is that important?
Because you're going to keep all your contacts in that Gmail account, that email account. So everyone can go and use that same email address. So that's why you always put the plus sign and their name. I always make sure that, I put Bob Smith. If it's Jeffrey Smith or Jeffrey Jones, I just make sure I'm very, very consistent. And I put that name right in here. And that's all you need to do for the contact. You do the first name, the last name, that email address, and then you just go save to contact.
Great. So that means that you can use that same generic email account for multiple virtual associates if you have more than one or multiple freelancers. So that's important to know. Great.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. Now we go to step 3, which is you find the matter in your Clio account that they are working on. So for this, we are going to go to
I typed in the matter on the left-hand side. Yes. I'm just going to use the law clerk matter. And then you go all the way to the right and you see the share button. You click on share, and this is where you can find their name. You just type in Bob Smith, and there it is.
There it is. Boom. Okay.
So boom. So you always make sure you check this box every single time.
So they get an email notification. Yep.
Correct. And then you hit share. And also, people don't realize too, for right here, you can change the rate anytime you want. So you always click this box. And then when I watch on the right-hand side, when I type in, like, let's say his rate is $150 an hour, I type that in, and then I hit tab, and the bottom right-hand side is the updated council rate for Bob Smith.
Fantastic. So as a reminder, and we won't go into this in detail today, but we have a lot of resources. You can bill your freelancers' time. You can bill your virtual associates' time at a reasonable market rate. Whatever that reasonable market rate is going to vary for you based on your practice area and your location, your local market. But this is a great way to just set that reasonable market rate once, so you don't have to remember to go edit it in on every single pre-bill. So that's a great tip. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
What's next?
So then we hit the close button, and you have to make sure that you close out of your Clio account, because you're going to go into their Clio account and add the time.
Okay.
So you're going to sign out here.
Great.
Then you're going to go to your your Gmail account.
Okay.
And here, right there, you see new matter from Garmin Turner Gordon, and then you click on that and see here's the Bob Smith name right here.
Right.
So you're going to click on view matter.
Great. And this is step 5 on the blog. If you're following around with the written instructions, we're already at step 5.
Okay. So on Bob Smith, there's his email address. And I always keep the same password. I never change it for anybody, because you'll never forget it. So very, very important to keep the same password for everyone that you create.
Okay.
Then we just go to sign up.
And again, it's the best practice. We do all of this in-house. We don't send this out to our freelancers for them to enter it directly into Clio. They enter their time into the law clerk system. You get the time report, you transfer it in here. Again, it's a perfect thing to delegate to someone on your team. So what do we have going on now, Robin?
So now you see we created an account for Bob Smith. You can confirm his credentials, right-hand corner. It says Bob Smith is right here. So now we just go to matters. And then here's the one that we said law clerk.
Right.
Click on law clerk, and this is where you do your time entries. Your time entries, add, and this is where you put your date, how long the billing, and then you put your description here, and then you hit save, and that's it for your time entry. And then you just log out and you're done with it.
Can you go ahead and enter like a test entry for an hour, just so we can show what that looks like?
And then you put research.
Motion. Yeah, perfect.
Then you just hit save. And now you can see it right here. And then if you ever want to make a change or add or delete the time, it's really easy. You just edit here, and you can go back in there and update it, and then hit save.
Great. And then when it shows up on your pre-bill, I know this because I see it on my pre-bills, it will say, work performed by law clerk Bob Smith, with the description, the date. And again, all of that is editable. So if the virtual associate does what you think is maybe a little too much work, you need to cut some of the time or something before that bill goes out to the client, you can do that just the way you would with another team member that's billing for your clients. So it's really important to know that all those same features are still there on your pre-bill, and you can edit it before it goes out.
Yeah, it's very user-friendly. Clio is very user-friendly to make any additions to the program.
It is, for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Robin, for walking us through this. I know for so many people, especially those of us that are busy, it can be a little overwhelming to try to figure this out on our own. So thank you for taking time today to walk us through it.
You're
and
welcome.
Again, all of you who may be watching this video, I hope this answers your questions to start billing, but certainly if you have more, reach out to your advisor, reach out to us, support@lawclerk.legal. We're happy to help answer any additional questions. We want to make sure that you have a successful time working with our virtual associate subscription program. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.